And I'm about to kick your butt at some Marvel versus. Hey everyone, we're back. There we go. All right, a few technical hiccups today. It's okay. We got it going. We're here. It's finally happening. I'm Blake Morse, co-editor-in-chief at Shacknews.com, and I am joined today by my illustrious co-host Greg Burkleton-Burke, head of video production at Shack News. And this is, of course, Retail Therapy, our twice-a-month show where we like to highlight different collectibles, hobbies, things we enjoy doing. Today, we are very pleased to be joined by Vito from Upper Deck. How are you doing today, Vito?
I am doing well. How are you and Greg?
We are good. We are groovy. Greg, like I was saying, we're both big comic book nerds, and today we get to nerd out about comic books and also check out the versus system. Your guys would this be considered a collectible card game?
Yeah.
A trading card game?
It's a collectible card game because every pack you buy, everything is self-contained within that pack. So you're not chasing hits, you're not chasing booster packs. You buy the one House of X, and you're gonna get 4 ofs all the cards that are 4 ofs, 1 of all the cards that are 1 ofs, and every distribution model beyond that is going to be self-contained like that. So it's a great place if you're into TCGs and that style of gameplay, but not into sinking a ton of money into packs. It's a great alternative.
Now, you can mix the cards too, right? If you want, or no? Are they?
Oh, absolutely. The system is super flexible, super robust. Beyond X-Men, we also have sets with X-Files and Buffy and upcoming Mortal Kombat and The Boys, and all of that works together because it's all based off the same system.
Ooh, The Boys, the which is one of my all-time favorite comic books and just been a fantastic TV show. Wow, putting them in the Marvel universe or having them fight against like Marvel and DC characters sounds brutal.
Yeah, yeah. We had to take some logical jumps to make sure that they could go toe to toe. But we have fantastic game designers through Super Awesome Games that always seem to make sure the flavor is the first thing that you notice on the card.
Nice. Now today we're checking out the House of X expansion, which is Hickman's. It's Hickman, right? Hickman wrote it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up now. It's current.
Yeah, it changed up basically how mutants and the X-Men function in the Marvel comic book universe. Myra McTaggart turns out her mutant ability is to be reborn at the same point in time that she was born at before. So she creates this like utopian society for mutants. It's basically like if a kid made up all the rules for a game so they would always win. That's sort of like what the X-Men have become in Marvel Comics now. It's like all mutants working together to basically create like their own mutant nation. And it's an interesting take, and I I love the character designs almost more than anything in House of X, so I'm really excited to check out these decks and get building. So basically, yeah, we can here I'm gonna swap my camera over to the overhead view. This is probably where I'm gonna be hanging out all day, is here in overhead land. Allow me to unblur my camera so you can actually see. So this is what came in. This is what we got here. We got the box. We have some counter tokens that it came with, and we have the cards as well as an instruction booklet. I have gone over the rules and instructions, but Vito, there is a good chance that I will be referring to your expertise a few times during this session. So I think first and foremost, Greg, why don't we bust these out? Why don't we bust out some of these cards and start taking a look? What do you say?
Yeah. I love
Oh man,
right. As I get older, I seem to be more of a Magneto Brotherhood guy than an X-Men guy.
Yeah, I think that's also been kind of the way it's gone in the comic books a lot too, is like there was that whole what was it, like there was the shirts, the Magneto was right and the Cyclops was right campaign that was going on. That was years ago at this point. Wow, I can't even believe it. But Professor X is kind of the way people perceive that character has changed a lot over the years. Especially what was the arc where they introduced the 5 secret X-Men? It was like Vulcan and Darwin and
I
everything like
think
that.
I think that
Dark
was called
Genesis?
Secret X-Men.
Secret X-Men?
I want to say.
Um,
There's some
all
like deep
right,
cuts in here.
so
I haven't seen Mimic in ages.
Oh yeah, our designers, they will often, because they lead with flavor, and they want to show like the history and the character of themselves. They will often dive a bit deeper than like the prompt. So it features the House of X, but we still also want to stay true to like who the Brotherhood team is and who the X-Men team is, even though in the story arc there's a lot of overlap and there's a lot of crossing sides. So mechanically for the game, we play a very nuanced role in making sure that the teams are well represented for what they are, but they're still working together more than they are apart.
all
Similar
right,
to
so we've
like
got
other card games out there, you have like a commander kind of like your main character that you level up and play when you verse the other team.
Yeah, this is a main character game. You're going to start in most cases by picking a main character and building your deck around them, and those are
Okay.
denoted by the silver and yellow borders. They also say main character subline.
Nice. So let's see. We got the Blob, classic X-Men villain. Toad. Toad has like a tentacle tongue now, which I think is
I thought he always did.
interesting.
Oh, tentacle.
it
You
can
mean just like a long tongue? Now it's like actual like a octopus tentacle.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of like, what is it? The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants characters in here. We got Pyro. Uh, Quicksilver. Everyone forgets that I think the modern Quicksilver is viewed a lot differently than the Quicksilver I remember from comic books.
We were talking about that earlier, like how everything's kind of been amped up to 11. Where like Quicksilver could only run.
Yeah.
I mean, Mach 2's not slow, but like it's the speed of sound, right? So that's how fast he can run. He was running a lot faster than that in Days of Future Past movie. A lot faster. He was doing like warp speed in that
movie. Man. So yeah, this is. Oh wow, yeah, Mimic. Look at that art. That's some good stuff there. Let me see if I can. There we go. Get that adjusted. All right. So basically, you build your deck around the main character, and then you fill it with supporting characters as well as, let's see, environments
and resources. Yeah.
Yeah, locations, plot twists, equipment, things of that nature, all to help knock out your opponent main character. It's a main character game, so the goal is to knock out your opponent's main character. You do that by attacking, use stuns, put wounds on. Supporting characters help out. They team attack. They determine what kind of plot twist you can play. It's pretty it's pretty intuitive if you've played other TCGs. But I'm happy to get into any of the nitty gritty, or if you have any questions.
Well, this has been around
All
for
right.
a decade, right? It's been around for several years. This versus system,
Uh,
right?
2016, I believe, was the launch of the first base box. So yeah, it's been a while. And then prior to this, back in 2004, was the first iteration of the Versus system. That one had DC. That one even had a Hellboy expansion, and that ended in 2008. So we revitalized it, revamped it a little bit, and made it more appropriate for the modern market. We also went away with the booster pack method and into this sort of full collection thing.
Nice. I appreciate that as somebody who only has so much money. Yeah, because I having everything contained in the full game and ready to go, like, it honestly convinces me more than anything else. Just because I feel like I'm gonna be on the same ground as anybody else playing the game.
Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna be at a tactical disadvantage because like I didn't pull like that one rare card to make my deck perfect.
Or you didn't drop like 6K on your deck to win in a Type 2 tournament. Yeah.
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 You've
That's
done that,
that.
haven't you, Greg?
I've had that happen to me before. It's not a good feeling, honestly. Like when you match up with someone who spends that much money, you're just like, I can't win. Like I literally can't.
Alright.
Like you spent too much money on your deck. Like I can't do it.
All right, so we went through the villains, and now we got the classic X-Men. We got Marvel Girl, we got Cyclops, Banshee,
Yeah,
John
Banshee.
Cassidy,
Really
Professor
important to
X.
get him in.
Man,
Always nice to
I
see
love
those like
it.
underappreciated characters in the X-Men and Brotherhood, which
Yeah.
is kind of nice. Banshee is
Banshee
definitely one of
doesn't
them.
get enough credit. The Professor X redesign makes me get him confused with Cyclops a lot now. Honestly,
Cyclops did have that one costume in about 2013 where he had the
The
cross
X.
across his eyes. Yeah.
yeah. Aurora Monroe, Storm, one of my all-time favorites. Bishop, nice. Bishop, I remember the 90s when we first got Bishop. I have that issue somewhere. Classic Jim Lee X-Men. Jubilee, another classic 90s X-Men character. Blink, more modern, like late 90s, early 2000s sort of stuff.
They had Blink in that Fox
That's
TV
cool.
show that ran for a few seasons. I liked that show. She was one of the main characters in
Nice,
that show. They did her very well.
nice. Man, Iceman, one of the original X-Men there. Iceman's only gotten pardon the pun, but Iceman's only gotten cooler over the years. I like what they've done with Bobby Drake's character a lot and how they've expanded his abilities in so many cool ways. To be more creative, to take on like different physical forms now and stuff like that. Like that wasn't in like the old X-Men. He was like, I'm just gonna like throw snowballs at people.
He can
Now
regenerate
he's
from
like,
steam. Like yeah, he's
yeah.
hard to kill now. Like he's an Omega level mutant right next to Storm because he has global affecting powers, and he is basically indestructible as long as there's water in the air. I remember when Weapon X captured him, they put him in an isolated room with 0% humidity and he couldn't do anything. I thought that was funny. No water molecules, sir, can't do anything.
Okay. Multiple Man, X Factor character, one of my personal favorite comic book characters. Multiple Man he can do a lot of cool stuff. Like you think, oh, he can just make duplicates of himself, but I remember in an X Factor run where they had Multiple Man go, and he would just send out duplicates of himself to like become a like monk or have a different experience, and then come back and he would absorb them and get all their knowledge and experience from that. That was always fun. I also appreciate that Multiple Man has different images for his cards. Like most of these are just, you know, the one image for the one character, but Multiple Man, multifaceted, multiple images.
Yeah, when we're building out the checklist, we try really hard um to really nail the sort of feeling of that character. So with Multiple Man's design, I wanted to give him a different image for each card, to kind of express what's happening on the card. We'll do that every once in a while when we can swap it up between character supporting character. Usually those will have the same images, but if they're doing something drastically different, I want to show those differences.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. So that's because of you, like that
Oh,
Multiple Man card.
the all of the art stuff that I picked, trying my hardest to stick within the House of X comics for the art because I
Right.
really wanted to nail the feeling of the box. But if that wasn't available, I would just found something that looked awesome or really showed off who the character is, like that Cyclops card or that Cyclops art. That is not from the House of
Yeah.
X run, but it's just phenomenal Cyclops art.
Yeah, I like that the way that the like optic blasts are like arcing on that really creates like a sense of action in that photo. Sunfire, another like more obscure character, I'd say. But there's a good balance. I really like all the characters picked so far. I think it's like a good smatter. Dupe! Oh my god, dude. You don't even know how much I love Dupe. You really don't.
You and
Oh,
everybody, man.
oh man. Okay,
This is
look, I got okay right here next to my desk. I got my latest. I don't know if this is the latest issue of the Excellence, but oh my god. Uh, yeah, I've thought about getting a Dupe tattoo. I'm sorry.
no, that's great. I honestly, that was one of the things that I really fought for. So we've been making this game for since 2016. X-Men was one of the very first teams in the very first box. We've revisited them a couple times in smaller size boxes, but this is the first like real return to form for the X-Men. And we have never had Dupe as a card. In fact, in about 2017, there was an April Fool's joke where our graphic designer designed up a Dupe card and put it on the internet. And in Dupe's language, it said April Fool's. So it's been an ongoing thing within the community and amongst all of us that like we really want to return to Dupe. We want to give a real Dupe. And he's doing all sorts of Dupe stuff. Like he's breaking through the art on the card, his card text. In order to play him, he when he comes into play, you actually put him back in your hand, turned around so that he can watch the game. He does a bunch of really silly fourth wall stuff.
Nice. I love it. I love it. I am such a big fan of Dupe. I'm glad to know there are other Dupe fans out there. Sometimes, you know, I feel you know, you feel like you're the only person that likes a certain character or something like that. I'm sorry, I don't know why my camera keeps autofocusing like this. Um, but yeah, okay, Dupe is going in my deck. I don't care what we end up building here. It needs to have Axeman. I will never have enough cards. I will never have enough anything. Like, I don't know if you've watched any episodes of Retail Therapy before, but the amount of stuff that I have, like, we've been able to do a year worth of shows already, and we have not even gleaned like even a minuscule amount of the massive piles of amazing crap I have around my house. All right, so let's see. We've got our X-Men, we've got our Brotherhood, and we have a few different main characters that we can choose from here. Um, Greg, have you decided who you're going to build your deck around?
Yeah, I'm gonna do Kane Marco.
You're gonna be the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bold, I say to you, Greg.
A lot of supporting
But I don't
characters
know.
here.
Man, who do I want to be?
What are you thinking about
You
that,
know
Vito?
what?
How many supporting characters should we have in our deck on average? It's 60 card deck, not including your main character. So how many supporting character cards should we have in that 60 card deck?
So this gets into TCG theory. There is sorry, I am a nerd about trading card games. So so effectively in the rule book we have like a starter deck and a bunch of sort of like intro to how to build decks. And generally from there we say about 32 to maybe 40. Like you could go as low as 28 characters. But you want more than half of your deck to be supporting characters because that's how you're going to build up curve. That's how you're going to team attack and deal out damages, especially get later into the game. Um, as far as what a curve is, a bit of TCG terminology. That is like when you're in school and you grade on a curve.
Yeah.
It shows that you're going to need more of something at a certain game. For example, on turn one, you're really going to want something you can play on turn one. That's a one drop, a one cost character. So ideally, you're going to want 8 to 10 of those in your deck so that you know that out of 60 cards, I draw 7 of them. More than 10% of the deck is one drops. I have something to play on one. Those cards become more important or less important later on in the game as you draw more cards. Say you go 7 turns into a game, you're drawing 7 times. 7 plus 7 is 14. You've seen a fourth of your deck. By then, it's likely that you'll have seen some 6s, 7s, and 8 drops. Sorry if I'm going too quickly.
No, you're doing
But
great.
that sort of logic that I only really need like 4 or 5 high drops in the game because I can always underdrop. I can always put things lower than I have the resources. I don't have to max out. Sometimes going wide is better than going tall. So it's totally up to you, but I would say around 30 to 36 is probably where you want to be in supporting characters.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with Marvel Girl. I think that's who I'm gonna go with.
Bold choice.
Yeah. I'm just going on instinct. I did not look at any of the effects or any abilities on the card. I just said I think this is where I want to start. So Vito, what would you suggest I do to make a solid Marvel Girl deck out of this House of Cards expansion?
All right. So one of the things to look at is the fact that your main character, has a level 1 and a level 2. Let's look at the level 1 for the first part. That's the silver bordered one.
Yes.
She has a few things on her. She has a flight symbol on the left side, a range symbol on the left side. That means that she can attack over people without flight into the back row, and she can attack from the back row. This game has 2 rows. The front row is for melee attacks. Everyone can fight in melee. The back row is for ranged attacks. Only people with ranged can fight from the back row. She also has some powers. Telekinetic shield. There's some symbology on that we'll get into later in the game. But that's going to require a yellow resource and will give her during combat or a defender on your side, anybody who's defending in the attack, plus 10 defense. The important part is the part on the bottom, save the day, the level up condition. This shows how she gains experience and becomes her level 2 side. When a defender on your side, someone who's declared an attack on, survives a combat, aka doesn't get stunned, Marvel Girl will gain an XP. So she's going to use her superpowers. You're going to want a lot of high defense characters, as well as plot twists, which are kind of like spells that happen instantly in your deck to change the tide of battle. You want to be surviving attacks. So I would try to build things that have high defense, ways to give your guys extra defense via plot twists or superpowers, and then enablers for those. Superpowers are anything that have a symbol on them. In Marvel Girl, her first power, the telekinetic shield, has a yellow symbol on it. Those are paid for with locations. So you want to make sure that you have some of those in your deck. That is the Academy location.
Yeah. I got my account. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 academies right here. Let's see. Should we get some more?
I would definitely. You're maxed out at 4 of any card.
Okay.
But 4 academies sounds like a great place to be. You're gonna want to be using that first power as much as possible. It's incredibly important that you get defense.
Nice.
At level 2, she unlocks telekinetic weapon, which is kind of like telekinetic shield, except it's on the offense. She can give attackers plus 10 attack. That is less important, so you don't really need to dedicate a lot of resources to that. So I would consider putting some fortress locations in your deck, but not necessarily all 4.
Okay,
You're
so
definitely
maybe
going to want
2.
to put maybe 2. You're definitely going to want to put all of your School for Gifted Youngsters in there. That is a
Oh, alright.
wild location. For anyone in the X-Men team, it counts as any of the symbols that they produce. So it's like having another 4 yellow locations in your deck.
Okay, so you think all 4 of those, right?
Yeah, and that'll work for any of the superpowers on any of your characters because you're running mostly X-Men.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's see. Plot twist. I have, let's see, secondary mutation. Plot twist. Put this in your deck only if you have a card with the Magneto or X-Men symbol. Build a character. Choose a character on your side. They randomly get one of the following powers they don't already have for the rest of the game. And it's basically Berserker, Dodge, Ferocious, or Lethal. There's also 2 symbols there. A crosshair. Let's see if it will zoom in. Oh, it won't zoom in. There it is.
That's true, X-Men. If Jean
Crosshair.
Grey can just lift Juggernaut, he really
Alright.
can't do anything if he has no momentum.
Yeah, that is the flight symbol and the ranged symbol. So a quick overview on how combat works. When we move to combat, 2 characters will be involved in the combat. The attacker, which will be whoever the active player is, they'll declare an attack with their character on a defender, anyone they could attack. We'll get into how that works exactly here in a minute, but the 2 symbols, flight lets you here. I move this. We'll see if this works.
You can attack the second row with flight, right?
Yes, you can attack the second row. How is my... We'll see if I can show you. Do a little show and tell. Not great.
Okay.
That's not great. I'm going to say that's not great. We'll go it verbally. So you'll have 2 rows. You have the front row and the back row. Characters in the front row can attack other characters in the front row. Characters with flight can fly over their opposing front row and hit the character in the back. A character in the back is usually... Unless the character in the front row has flight, because the analogy I always use is you can always punch someone in front of you, but you have to jump over someone to punch someone behind them.
Yeah.
However, if the person in front can also fly, they can reach up and stop you. It's a bad analogy. It's my favorite. Ranged is effectively the opposite. You'll start in the back row and declare a ranged attack, and then you can attack characters on their front row because they're the ones you can see. The benefit of a ranged attack is only people with ranged get to strike in that attack. The person with the weapon gets the advantage. If both characters have range, then they both strike, and combat continues as normal. The resolution of combat. Both characters' attacks will be compared to both characters' defenses. If they meet or exceed those numbers, then that character is stunned. Stunned characters receive a wound and are turned face down.
If it meets, it beats. That's the...
If it meets, it beats. Correct.
That's what you say.
All right. So right now I'm putting a couple Havoc. I thought I'd put all the Havocs into my deck possibly.
Yeah, Havoc is great.
Yeah, 4 Havocs, 2 Iceman, 2 Blinks, 4 Multiple Man. I probably want to stick with like X-Men characters, right? Like I don't do. Is it worth mixing the Brotherhood and X-Men up at all?
Well, you could, but some of the cards only Brotherhoods can use.
Yeah, yes and no. So at this first level, I would say stick with a mono team deck because everything will be simpler to understand and play. As you advance in expertise, you'll definitely want to move into other things. The teams matter for 2 primary reasons. You have to have someone of the appropriate team in play in order to play a plot twist of that team. So if you only had Brotherhood plot twists in hand and only X-Men in play, you can't play those. There has to be at least a Brotherhood person there because that's effectively where the thing is coming from. The second thing is for team attacks. Much like an attack from Marvel Girl on Juggernaut, if she has an ally like Blink, Marvel Girl and Blink could attack together. They're on the same team and in the same row. They're allowed to declare an attack together. At which point, combat resolution happens the exact same, except the attacker gets to combine their attack values to the defender's defense, and the defender only hits one of them back. They have to choose which target they assign their damage to.
Do you have rarities in this game because they're all kind of set boxes, like, or is it no? You guys, you're so generous with like the 4 copies of every card. You can mix and match how you choose.
Exactly. There's no rarities because everything comes together. We have some game design mechanical rarity stuff built in, like you may see one of a kind on some of the cards. You'll only get one copy of that. Those one of a kind cards are generally stronger, so you could technically call that a rarity.
Yeah, limit 1 per deck cards. Yeah.
Yeah, same with mutant or secondary loyalty has mutant or secondary mutation has mutant loyalty on it. That's a deck building restriction because that card is stronger. So if you're kind of loose with the terms rarities, we have rarities, but no, you buy a box, you get every card.
The thing I really like about this game, based on what you've told me, is just it's you spend so much time chasing sets and chasing cards that you need, and like buying booster boxes. But like if you can just like, hey, that's a cool. I like that story arc. I like that comic line. I like that arc. But I'll just take that, and it sounds like it's just as viable as any other deck.
Absolutely, it really excels in I don't want to say casual, but more of a kitchen table format where like I just want to play games with my friends, and we don't want to have to go all buy a bunch of booster boxes or booster packs to really build what we want to build. So we just buy a set, and this supports 2 players by itself. If you want to play X-Men versus Brotherhood, you're there. You could have done that in one box. And then we have supplementary 55 card boxes, which are smaller, and they just kind of act as like expansions, DLC sort of thing, to use a video game terminology. We have 2 in this arc upcoming. We have the New Brotherhood, featuring pretty much Mystique and her version of the team. And we have X-Force, which kind of branches out of the House of X art because I really am partial to the Uncanny X-Force art. So a lot of Uncanny X-Force art shows up in that box.
Are you playing favorites, Vito?
A little bit here and there, where I can. I mean, if you've read the Uncanny X-Force, like you can't help but love that version of Wolverine and that version of Deadpool. So that's who you get. Those are the ones who show up there.
I'm trying to remember who was on the X-Force because I know who they are. I also know teams change over the last 3 decades.
Yeah, the current X-Force has Beast, Tom Cassidy, Marvel Girl is even on the current X-Force team. That run of the X-Force had Vanisher, Phantom X, Domino, Archangel, I think was on the team. I think he was the one paying for it.
Yeah, I think him and Psylocke were like a couple in that one. That was great.
Oh, Psylocke, yeah.
They were like the Wetworks X-Men.
Yeah.
And that was a super fun run. Yeah, and Phantom Moss is such a great character. Let's see. I don't think I have enough cards here. I'm supposed to have
probably
60.
Don't.
60, not including your main character.
Yeah, I got my main character here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We got a bunch of our versus regulars flooding into your chat.
Nice.
All right, I got 45 cards. Need to add a few more.
45 cards. How many supporting characters do you have?
A decent amount, I thought, but maybe I need to add more.
Like Tom Cassidy, he's like Poison Ivy, right? Like he can manipulate plants and like things around them and like turn them into energy.
He may be similar to a different IP's plant monger, yeah, possibly.
Which came first, Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic?
Actually, yeah, no, he's very attuned to nature and plants.
All right, let's beef it up.
Beef it up.
Right,
a good curve that I like to deal with is I'll usually go 8 1-drops, 6 to 8 2-drops, 6 to 4 3-drops, 5 4-drops, 4 5-drops, 3 to 4 6-drops, and then probably 2 or 3 of the next all the way up. That's my general curve that I will follow. As stated with TCG theory, you need early drops early on, but later they really fall off, so you don't need them as much. And hopefully you'll draw into the rest of the things you need.
All right.
And you're a fixed
Don't-
resource system, correct?
I'm
Vito?
sorry?
You're a fixed
Yes.
resource system in this card game, right?
We are. So at the beginning of your turn, after you draw, you go into the build phase. There's a whole lot of phase systems all laid out in the rulebook, but effectively you put down one resource, either face down or face up. Location cards, the green ones, they can come into play face up. Everything else goes into play face down. At the end of that phase, you get recruitment points equal to the number of resources in your row, whether face up or face down. So that you're never behind unless you choose to be on curve. And your locations can be flipped face over to produce that symbol to pay for superpowers from the resource row. So that's sort of a double purpose for them.
It was funny. I've played a lot of card games over the last few decades, and this is one I've never really seen out in the wild because I have a really smart card store where I live, and I don't think they carry it. I played Legendary. I know you guys also make Legendary, which is a core box deck building game. I've played that. I don't think I've ever played the Versus system. I've seen it. I've seen it out in the wild, and I've seen it, but I've never actually physically played the game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where timing and the way it worked out just kind of got a little foggy. A lot of times when you say versus system, people reference the old game back from 2004 to 2008. This is an entirely different game, although it has the same spirit. Very different gameplay, very different cards. So then that mixed with just kind of I don't want to say the fall of TCGs, but TCGs kind of fell out of vogue around 2016, 2017. Everyone was moving to a different model. The board game market was booming. I don't remember if you remember that time, but board games were on the huge rise, probably thanks to Catan and things like that. And everyone just kind of forgot about our poor old TCGs. And then they got popular again about 2019, 2020. I know we saw a huge uptick in just people playing the game around 2019, 2020. Even through COVID. So the you get everything in a box, and just the way that you can play, like you guys are about to do over webcam. A lot of our community just moved to Discord and played over webcams and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
man.
interesting. Like the trading card game genre, the collectible card game genre is really interesting. Like has it's evolved and changed, and I won't mention, but it's hard when you have it. Even if you have a really awesome system, like an awesome decks and cards, and the way the game is played is super unique and different than anything else out there. Like you can get buried in the popular competition, right? It's like releasing your independent film the same weekend as Quantum Mania. It's suicide. You know what I mean? Like you're just not,
absolutely.
even if it's a good film. Even if it's a good independent film and it's shot well and it's written on how to tell a good story, like people are going to go to what the popular one is, right? So it's but if you can get a gamer or a card gamer off that hype train into something new, like that's the goal. And if anyone has an answer out there, you'd be a millionaire. So please share us with us in the chat what the answer is to do that, to get them off the hype train of other card games to try something new and different.
Yeah, it's part skill, it's part luck, it's part marketing, it's part good game design. It's a combination of all of those things.
Here we go. I think I may have done it now. All right, we got 4 bishops, 4 jubilees. That's 8.
Jubilee's pretty great.
All right. 4 blinks. We're up to 12. 4 Icemans. What's this? 16. Of course, 4 multiple men.
Of course.
Throwing Havoc in there. So let's see. That puts us up to 24 now. 4 Banshees. Put us at 28. Some Professor X's. Get us up to 32. A couple Cyclopses. Just 2 Cyclopses.
Just 2.
Just 2.
Yeah, just 2 as a treat.
Yeah. I deserve it. All right. That takes us up to 36. And 4 dupes gets us to 40. We have the other Marvel Girl card, 41. Lands. $51. We got some plot twists. Let's see. We'll do 2 this and that's. 2 build it ups. And one with 4 defend a weeks. And I think that gets us up to 60. I am also horrible at math.
Your 60 does not include your main character, so you may actually have 2 extra slots if you want to put in other cards.
I didn't put in my gold main character, but I did include the silver main character. So.
Yeah, the silver and the gold exist sort of out of game, and they'll enter the game once the game starts.
Okay. I'll throw in 1 secondary mutation, and I'll pull that Marvel Girl card from my deck. All right, you think this deck has what it takes to beat
Juggernaut's
Greg's?
pretty beefy. He's got 6 wounds. That's a huge amount of wounds. Can you chew through all that woundness?
Probably not.
Even Magneto has 5.
Like yeah, 5's kind of the standard. 6 is usually given to people who are known to be hardy. A few characters got 7. Even our game designers fell to the Dark Phoenix storyline arc. She has 7 wounds.
Is it hard like deciding like which, because there's so many mutants and like even in certain comic runs there's like so many characters that come in and out, like is it hard making a decision like, oh well, this is a great set but you didn't put Colossus in it, or you didn't put so and so in it, you didn't put Kitty Pryde in it? Like, is that like a constant thing you guys are always doing with your community?
It is terribly difficult. This is like 4 stories wrapped into one, but effectively we work with the designers to create a checklist of characters. That's like the first step. Who do we want in the set? After we've decided that we're going to do like an set. With this one, we wanted to both serve the House of X plot line, so we needed people who are currently important to the X-Men, but also classic X-Men and Brotherhood. Really wanted to get Mimic. We really wanted to give Toad something to talk about. Like we really wanted to do that for them. So generally we'll work with our game designers to come up with a basic list. We'll talk about it for like a week and a half, fighting for the ones that we want in multiple man dupe, stuff like that. And then once we're solid, we'll hand it off to them, and they'll just go work. They'll pull out some initial designs.
Right.
They'll make the pieces work, and then we'll get the basics and we'll test it. And we go through the process of game development after that. But sometimes it's really really easy. It's informed by like a character list from, for example, WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon the Winter Soldier. We did photographic sets based off of those IPs. And the checklist was super easy. Obviously, we need Wanda. Obviously, we need Agatha. Darcy is an amazing character. Jimmy Woo. All of those people, like they're no-brainers. So sometimes building a checklist is just, here's the checklist. Yeah, we all agree. We're good. Let's move on.
We got it. We nailed the aesthetic.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I personally think Kitty Pryde should be in everything ever.
I don't think Shadowcat made it into any of these checklists. I'm a little surprised by that.
Look, I'm just gonna see if I can get my Shadowcat tattoo up in here really quickly.
I mean, to be fair, we also have definitely used Shadowcat in every other X-Men product we have ever done. We did a Days of Future Past one. We did a
not enough
base set.
Has to be in everything.
Has to be in everything.
Has to be in everything. I mean,
it's a nice tattoo. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, I'm a little biased. Favorite X-Men character of all time, right there. Kitty Pryde. What was it? Was it the Astonishing X-Men series? I think it was Joss Whedon wrote it.
Oh.
They put Kitty Pryde in a giant bullet and shot her into space.
They recently did the same thing with Juggernaut. they shrunk him down. They put him in a gun, and shot Thanos through every. It's a time gun. They shot Thanos through every timeline with Juggernaut because he's an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
So you get him moving.
Doesn't stop.
Whoa.
He was an X-Men for a while too, wasn't he? Like a hot minute.
Yeah.
Juggernaut or Thanos?
Juggernaut. Thanos was always Thanos, so he's doing his Thanos things in his little Thanos copter.
Yeah, is the Thanos copter? Is that a card?
No, I think we were gonna allude to it one time, but we just couldn't find a way to make it work that wasn't just a joke. And as fun as like the feeling and the theme of things invading the game is, we do still need to like make it a tight game with like TCG rules, and when things get out of hand, they get a little too wacky.
Yeah, you gotta remember, like, comics, especially back then, they were very wacky. They were very over-the-top, slapsticky, like, crazy. Like, they've gotten much, I get cooler is the word I think I'd use now. Edgy. Edgy and cool now, you know?
Real dark and gritty.
I think there just came a point where, like, the people reading comics kind of matured with the comics, if that makes any sense. I know we're talking about comics, I'm using the word maturity, but, like, I think at some point, you know, the age there's still kids that read comic books, and there's still plenty of comic books for kids, but I think there just came a point where it was like, yeah, we're gonna allow more I guess mature or young adult, at least, you know, themes and stories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the thing about House of X is like, and the X-Men in general, everybody's always hooking up in the X-Men. You know, it's not exactly for kids.
That's true. I've been doing some. A lot of my job is also making promotional cards, and finding the art for those. I go through a lot of comic books, and I would say it goes in spurts, but there are time eras where it's just nothing but everyone hooking up with everyone, and I'm like, I just need a really good action shot of like not that kind of action, but like different action.
Not that type of action. The other action.
Not that type of action. Other action.
Fighting action. Brawls. All right, let's see. I think I'm ready to go. Well, how about you, Greg?
I'm ready. I've been ready. I'm good.
Oh, okay, Mr. Smart Guy. Mr. I play more deck.
I played a lot of card games, man. I play
a lot of card games. It's just, you know, just not as much as you. I can't deny it. All right. So, let's begin. All right. Allow me to get out.
We're gonna draw 7 cards, right, Vito?
Yep.
Yeah, shuffle your decks if you haven't, and draw 7 cards.
Now, who goes? How do you decide who goes first? Coin flip, or is it the X-Men are good guys, so they go first?
It's randomly determined, but if that's the way you want to randomly determine it, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, X-Men agree 2 shoes. They can go first.
They can go first.
All right. Normally, I wouldn't give away my hand in a game like this, but like I want to make sure we're, you know, having.
Yeah, I'll do that too. I'll just throw it on the things people can see. I think
we're beating Greg here.
Look like, so they'll recognize.
We're beating Greg.
Okay, so this is. I've got a Banshee, I've got a Blinken, I got a multiple man, and I have 3 environments. So
that's pretty good. So yeah, generally after draw, you'll have the opportunity to mulligan. That's where you can shuffle your hand back into your deck and draw 7 more cards. Things to look for is, do I have a good curve? Do I have a good turn 1, 2, and 3? It's okay to skip turn 1 if you have like a really solid 2-drop and 3-drop, and you know that you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So your hands look pretty good. You guys have 1s, 2s, and 3s. I would keep. Everything looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Those two academies in your hand is actually fantastic for you. You can almost count those as guaranteed experience because it's unlikely that he's going to come over your 11 defense that you'll gain. So like that's a pretty great hand. Blob, fantastic 1-drop. He can't be. He's an immovable object.
He can change his body density. People don't know that about him.
So let's begin. I guess the first thing I'll do is I put the. Let's see, where should I keep my land?
So the game has 3 rows generally. There'll be a front row,
Yeah.
a back row, and a resource row. In that order, front to back. So you'll throw
Alright.
one resource, either a location face up or any card face down into your resource row.
All right. This will be my resource row. Let's see. Right there. This will be my front row. That'll be my back row. That works, right?
That works.
All
Front
right.
row, back row. Perfect.
All right. There we go. I threw my land down. Now.
That was build phase. So you're in build phase right now, right?
Yeah, he's in the build phase. Got recruitment points at the end of the build phase, or at the end of the recruitment, the resource step. So now you have 1 recruit point. You can play a 1-cost character from your hand if you would like to.
I do not have any currently, Greg. So I will not be doing that this turn. But
Perfect.
I got my land. Yeah.
Then you move into the main phase where you will declare attacks if you want. You are currently in the back row. You have ranged. Blob. What's his? Juggernaut is currently in your opponent's front row. He does not have ranged. So you could declare a ranged attack on him, which would be safe because when attacks resolve, only characters with ranged will strike.
All right, Greg. I'm gonna smack you a little bit.
All right, my attack is 5 and my defense is 5. Do you beat 5?
He does beat 5.
Yes.
Turn when a character declares an attack, they will exhaust themselves. So turn them sideways, tap them. So you'll tap Marvel
Can't
Girl.
say that it's copywritten.
Yeah.
I know it is. Oh,
Unbelievable
also, sorry,
that that's copywritten, by the way. Just FYI, I'm sure that's
I'm noticing that your Marvel Girl is currently level 2. Go ahead and switch her with the silver one. She's level 1.
Oh,
Everyone
sorry.
starts the game at level 1. You're fine. I'm just trying to keep you
look
honest.
how strong I am.
I should still be able to beat you.
Yeah, you're still 5.
Yeah.
You're a 5/1
Yeah.
with range.
Yeah.
So if you'll declare a range attack from the back row. Attack type is declared when you make the attack. So if you made the attack from the front row, that would be a melee attack. An attack from the back row is a ranged attack.
Ranged. So yeah, it is. Greg,
Now that it's declared, the players have a chance to act. You, as the active player, can play cards from your hand, play plot twists, play combat superpowers, anything on those characters that has a bold word combat and then a power symbol. That's a combat superpower. Or you can pass. You could be like, I'm good. I have 5 attack. I know this is going to go through.
Greg, I'm just attacking you with that ranged 5.
If it meets, it beats. So I take
It
a
meets,
wound,
it beats. Yeah. So at the end of combat, all characters will strike each other if they have the ability to do so. Since it's a ranged attack, only ranged characters strike. Her 5 will meet your 5 defense. You will go face down, receive a wound token.
You've been wounded, Greg. And I did it through an attack and not through my words.
There we go.
So now your character is considered stun. When they stun, they flip over, they exhaust, they take a wound token. And if you had more characters to attack, if you had more characters to attack, you could declare more attacks on your board. But right now, there's nothing else to attack, so there's nothing else to do in the turn. So you can pass your turn, and it will flip over to Greg's turn.
All right, Greg, you are up.
You can play Asteroid M.
So the first thing on your turn is your characters will recover. Anyone who's stunned will flip face up.
Still they have the wound token though, right? Still wound token, right? Stays on.
Yeah, still keeps the wounds. The game is over once you have wound tokens equal to your health.
Mm-hmm. And you have these nice little punch out cards, Steve, if you don't have dice. Everything. Yeah, everything out of the box. Everything's right.
Everything out of the box and ready. Then after you recover, you will draw 2 cards.
Is there a hand size limit?
No, sir. As many as you can hold.
Got it.
Then is the resource step where you can play your Asteroid M face up or any other card face down.
Is it only one per turn?
Only one resource per turn.
Right.
Then at the end of the resource step, you will gain recruitment points equal to the resources in play on your side. So you have one recruit point to recruit any characters that you want.
That cost in the upper left-hand corner.
Cost is in the upper left-hand corner.
And I put them in. Blob should go in the front, where they're melee, right? So I need to put them in the front.
Yeah, the thing about Blob is because he has all that mass, he cannot be moved. So at the end of your build phase, you can actually reformate and move your characters around to front and back rows and play a little tactically. Blob, once he's there, he's there.
Mm-hmm. So then
at the end of the build phase, you can move your guys around if you want to move your guys around. Juggernaut's a melee guy. He's got no business being in the back row.
Yeah, he's no business at all. He's gonna all out attack.
All out attack. So in the main phase, you can declare an attack. Since both of your characters are on the same side, they could declare a team attack if they wanted to.
Ooh, I guess I could do that.
But yeah, I'll leave strategy up to you. I'm here for rules.
His Juggernaut's ability invulnerable, is that a reactive ability, or is that something I have to do preemptively?
Let me read, because I can't quite see it on your screen.
Stunned or wounded this turn, so it's reactive.
What is the bold words before the power symbol? Main. So during the main phase is when you can pay for this. We're currently in the main phase. And then you pay for it by flipping over location, and that just stays on throughout the turn. So it's a preemptive power that means he can't be stunned this turn.
Okay. Can I do that and attack, or only one power per turn?
You absolutely can do that and attack. Go ahead and flip over your asteroid M to show that you paid for it. Keep in mind that flipped over locations do not get unflipped at any point, unless a card effect would make them do so. So think of these as sort of a resource.
It's a resource, yeah, but
it's a resource. It's a resource.
One resource for recruitment purposes.
Yeah, a limited resource. That's the word I was looking.
Right. All right, and then I'll do team attack.
Yeah, go ahead. So you can declare a team attack. Turn both of your guys sideways, and you will declare a attack on Marvel Girl. Mm-hmm. Since you are attacking from the front row, this is a melee attack. Even though the defender is in the back row, and you have priority if you want to play any plot twists or do any combat superpowers.
I don't have any, unfortunately, and I'm out of resources.
So you pass over to. I'm sorry, I have completely lost your name.
Blake, it's okay.
Blake, I apologize. So you pass it over to Blake. Blake now has what is effectively priority. He can now play combat superpowers or play plot twists from his hand if he wanted to do something like survive this attack. With that yellow symbol in play, superpower lets him give a defending character, which he is Marvel Girl is currently a defending character, plus 10 defense.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. So Marvel Girl gets plus 10 defense.
Excellent.
There you go.
So now priority passes back over to Greg. If you had any extra pumps to your attack to try to overcome that, right now I believe you're with 6 attack.
I'm at 8. No, 6. Yeah, I'm at 6. Yeah, 6.
6.
So I don't go through.
Yeah. So combat will resolve at the end of combat. Everyone try to strike each other. Marvel Girl will choose which of the 2 attackers to strike, either Blob or the Juggernaut. Since Juggernaut can't be stunned this turn, Blob is a great choice.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna smack the Blob.
So Blob will get the 5 will overcome his 3 defense. He will flip face down and take. Blob has
1-3.
What is his wounds? He has 2 wounds, or 2 life. So he'll be able to recover next turn because he's taken.
Like this, and then put the wound token on him, right?
Take that. Take that. I wound you, Greg. I wound thee.
Another fun thing that has happened is because you survived combat,
yes,
Marvel Girl will gain an XP counter.
That's right.
And
Oh,
Juggernaut, I believe your XP condition is you need red locations to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically. So you're a little harder to level up because you've only got 4 cards in your 60 that will trigger that XP condition. But your level 2 is also bonkers.
It's the slow burn. All right, and so that's and then that's just my turn. Now it goes over to Blake again, right?
Exactly. It'll start with recovering any characters who are exhausted or stunned. So Marvel Girl will ready, and then you'll draw 2 cards.
Here we go. All right, I drew a school for gifted youngsters.
Fantastic.
And a Jubilee. Hey.
Excellent.
Let's see. All right. Jubilee has fireworks. Enemy characters have -1 attack while in combat with Jubilee.
Yeah, she's just hard to hit.
Oh, to represent them being blinded by her plasmoids.
Yeah, I'm gonna put down an academy now. And then let's see. I'm gonna spend 2 resources to summon Blink.
Fantastic. To preserve the game state, because I forgot it, go ahead and flip over one of your academies because you had to pay for that power. Yeah, last turn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're all right.
Go. Does that mean I can't? Oh wait, I can hang on to this one, right?
Yeah, the other one is still face up, and both will produce recruit points. It doesn't matter what kind of card is in the resource row, whether face up or face down. It produces recruit points.
Perfect. Got it. All right. Sweet. Well, let's see. I think that's the only recruit I can recruit this turn. So let's see. Blink. As combat resolves, each enemy character strikes itself instead of a character on your side. So is that during any combat? And I need a resource, to make it happen, right?
Blink real quick, because I got her right in front of me. If it was during any combat, it would say any combat. But that means a combat that she is in.
Okay,
but
I think I need a certain resource though.
Yeah, so the circle on the left side of it, any turn, so either on your turn or your opponent's turn. So if she's an attacker or a defender, but it has to be a combat that she is in, and you would pay a red during that combat to activate this ability.
All right, got it. Cool. Well, let's see. I can smack the Juggernaut again this turn, can't I?
You can. He is face up and ready to be smacked.
All right. Well, Jean Grey or Marvel Girl, in this instance, will smack the Juggernaut. Smacking that Juggernaut right in his face. Ooh.
Need some plot twist cards, man. They're killing me over here.
Yeah, you need some plot twist.
Uh-huh.
There's nowhere to hide, too, because she's got flight. So even if you were to hide behind the blob, she'd fly right over.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even the blob can protect you from my mad psychic brain. Greg, it is your turn, though. Let's see what you got. Show me what you got, Greg.
All right.
Show me what you got.
Bring it.
So you guys will flip over and ready, and you'll draw 2 cards.
Boy,
Get those cards, Greg.
I'm getting ally flooded here. How many blobs?
Get your cards, Greg. They will do you no good. They will not help you survive. Your doom is impending. An impending doom.
And should I recruit Pyro or Quicksilver?
I would recruit Pyro. If you have, do you have the things to turn Pyro on?
I think you meant Quicksilver, right? Like Greg should recruit.
Yeah, the issue is I don't have any of his energy for his abilities. I don't have any plot twists. I don't have.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got range though, right?
He does, but I can't use his ability because I don't have enough. I don't have an energy. I only have yellow. He needs blue. It looks like. So would it be because he's just gonna die because he has 1 wound? So he's gonna come in and die. So maybe Quicksilver because it says I can remove him from the game and he can come in next turn.
Yeah, because you probably don't turn. That's a pretty good effect.
Okay, so I will play him, but he's removed and he comes in next turn, so I'll put him to the side.
Yeah, you pay for him and he kind of chills out until next turn.
Now, what happens if I don't attack and I'm not exhausted? Does that gain me an advantage on Blake's next turn?
Not particularly. There's some card effects that do care about the state, ready, or exhausted of the character. There's a keyword called pounce, where when you're attacking an exhausted character, they don't get the chance to strike. So that may thing, but that doesn't exist in this current iteration of the game, so it's not a real big deal.
All right, then I will just attack. I'll do a team attack again. That's 4.
So what you could do here, if you want some advice,
Yeah, sure.
because Marvel Girl only has 1 defense, and you know that he's going to probably pump her by 10 defense, you can separate your attacks and attack once with Blob. If he does the 10 defense, then cool. Can't do it again. And then attack with Juggernaut, and then you know at least that you'll be trading a wound for a wound.
Right, but I'm also costing him to use resources when he does that, right? So he flips it over in defense, and then he can't
exactly.
do anything,
yeah, he doesn't have that resource for the next time. And superpowers are limited to once per turn. So if even if he had the extra yellow in hand and wanted to pitch it to do the thing, he couldn't because he's already locked down.
Okay, yeah, I'll do 2 separate attacks then instead of a team attack.
So start with an attack either from Juggernaut or Blob. I suggest Blob.
Yeah, I'll start with Blob.
Okay.
I will tape him. We'll call it tape. That way you don't get in trouble by wizards. We're gonna tape.
You're just gonna.
It's exhaust in this game.
Right. Turn the card sideways.
Just gonna turn the card sideways, Greg. Just turn the card sideways. Turn it sideways. That's all you got to do.
So Greg has declared a melee attack with Blob on Marvel Girl. Blob's attack is 1. His defense is 3. Marvel Girl's attack is 5. Her defense is 1. You have the opportunity, Blake, to pay the yellow and get 10 defense, which would level you up. But you also go ahead.
Can he only attack Marvel Girl once?
He can attack with as many attackers as he has ready. Currently, he has 2 attackers ready.
I'm just saying now that he's announced the attack, he can't be like after he attacks me with the Blob, he can't attack Marvel Girl with Juggernaut after that, right?
He can't declare in this attack, but he could declare a new attack after this combat.
There's like another phase, another round, another round of combat until everybody's either been exhausted. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so would Marvel Girl lose her defense at that point if I boosted her, or would she hang on to that?
So for hers, it says for the combat. So as soon as the combat ends, which would be the combat between her and Blob, she would lose that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's still a pretty good move.
Yeah.
So that will happen. You'll gain 10 defense, putting you to 11 defense. Greg has the opportunity to respond with plot twists or superpowers of his own.
I don't have any resources, so I'm good.
So the attack will resolve. Blob will hit Marvel Girl for 1. Marvel Girl will hit Blob for 5. Blob will get stunned. Marvel Girl will not. She will have survived an attack, so she will level up.
Level.
He has 2 wounds on him, right? So does that mean?
Yeah, once you get your health in wounds, you are KO'd.
So did I just remove him from the game and discard pile?
Yeah, he just goes to your KO pile or discard.
Got it.
Sweet.
So now it's still Greg's turn, and you can declare a second attack with Juggernaut on Marvel Girl or on Blink if you wanted a safe attack. I'm pretty sure Blink is weak sauce.
How many wounds does Blink have?
What?
Like, how many wounds does she have in the lower right-hand corner?
1.
Yeah, I'll attack her.
But she does have 6 defense. I am just now looking.
6? Okay, yeah, I can't do anything then. So I'll just attack Marvel Girl then. Try to stun her.
Yeah, you'll declare an attack into Marvel Girl. You are level 2 Marvel Girl, by the way. So you are now a 10-2, but 2 defense is still not 5 defense.
Yeah.
10-2.
Yeah, 10-2.
Cool. So I can
She's
pull this
strong.
up. So I'm like this now.
Yeah, you're the level 2 form, the gold one.
Nice. Sweet. So I can take the tokens off now, right?
Yes, the XP token. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now do I take 1 wound token or do I take more
Yes.
than that? Okay.
You'll only take 1 wound. The wound token is gained as a part of the stun. So combat resolves, you'll flip face over, exhaust, and then gain a wound.
Cool. Okay. Done. Then we're done. Right, Greg?
Yep, that is my turn. So now it's your turn. So you draw 2 cards and everything gets
Yeah.
unexhausted.
Perfect. Fast learner.
I'm proud of you, Greg.
Yeah, it's just because I've been playing cards for 25 years, whatever. Too long to play too many card games over that time. I've seen so many come and go.
I've played a lot of card games, and I am kicking your butt at this point.
I know.
I feel.
My hand is just full of allies. I need some plot twists and some resources.
All right. Do I flip Marvel Girl over at this point?
Yes, Marvel Girl will recover, so she will flip face up and ready. Your locations will not flip back over, so they are face down. Draw 2 cards and you move in build step.
Now I got 3 resources. I'm gonna put out a multiple man. I'll put him in the front row there.
Oh,
so now I get to draw 3 cards at the start of my turn, right?
yes. The start of your turn has already passed, though, because we are in the middle phase, but
not
the
this
start
turn.
of next turn, yes.
Yeah.
Cool thing about multiple is he has a main phase trigger. So once you move out of the build phase, you will actually search your deck for another multiple man, another card named multiple man, and he'll come into play as well.
Nice. That's dope. Like
That's a lot of
after
mans.
that's super cool. And let's see. I am going to attack the Juggernaut with Jean Grey.
I can't do anything. I don't have any plot twists. I don't have any resources, so I'm just gonna get stunned again.
Vidal. Oh.
Getting him. So when we moved into the main phase to declare that attack, go ahead and search your deck right now for another card, multiple man, and go ahead and put in play.
Nice. Okay. Looking for multiple man.
And there are a couple different multiple mans. One of them has ranged, one of them has 2 health, one of them has martial artist, which means melee combat he gets +2/+2. He's a really good front row defender.
Do I just go with the first one I find?
Up to you.
At the top of the deck?
You get to pick which one it is.
Oh wow.
Because he makes a dupe of himself. And that dupe went out into the world and learned some valuable skill.
Came back and now he's got those skills. I love it because that is seriously my favorite run of X Factor ever.
I love
whole
X Factor.
entire run. Oh man. Our people speak the same language here. Pretty sure we're the same people, honestly.
Very possible.
Man, all right. Well, there you go. And this guy gets +2/+2 in combat, Greg.
Oh God.
Yeah,
So
he's a fighter.
Yeah.
Now's a good time to talk about the rows. So you have 2 characters in your front row and 2 characters in your back row. Any character in your front row protects all characters in your back row.
In the back row.
So multiple man is blocking both Jean Grey and Blink simultaneously. The only way to get to your back row is via flight or other keywords that I don't believe are included in this set. Thankfully, stealth is one.
I read about the game a little bit before we went on.
Look at that. Yeah, stealth, sniper. I mean,
they do.
If you want to get into it, it's stealth, sniper, Mystique's infiltrator. There's a few ways to get there.
Just gonna put that there. Nice little plug. All right. Well, Greg, I think I already slapped you this turn, so yeah, it's your turn to get another get another resource out there. Maybe get out another character. Let me kill him again.
Normally too, he'd be able to attack. Blake would be able to attack with multiple characters, but because I only have one and he's already been stunned, he cannot attack anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
You only have as many targets as there are on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So once everyone's stunned, your job is pretty much done. In the first box of this game, there was a main character, Deadpool, who he gained XP for everyone else on the board being stunned. And after he leveled up, if your opponent didn't have any face-up characters, you could pay a yellow resource and turn the player into an attackable character that Deadpool could attack. So it was actually super good for him to clear the whole board, and then he just attacked the player directly.
All right. So now my turn. So he flips over. Come on, Druggy.
I'm the Juggernaut.
Stay on him. He's half dead. Quicksilver comes in though. Does he come in now, or does he come in? What phase does he come into?
Whenever you want, during your build phase. So either on this build phase or next for a future build phase.
Bring him in now. Put him in the front row again.
Yeah.
A lot of front rows here, and then draw two cards first before I forget about that.
Yeah, draw 2 cards, play a resource.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I can. Well, actually, that's not true. I can play resource face down.
Yeah, you can play any card face down. All those allies that are clogging up your hand are resources as well.
So that's 3, and I don't know if I want to put Pyro down. They don't have any resources. I can have 3, so I can put Blob down, and I can put Pyro down. I can put 2 characters down, or I can put Sabretooth down.
Yeah, Sabretooth and Sabretooth or Blob and Pyro definitely work. You can spend up to your allotted recruit.
You got 3 great options. You're gonna go with Sabretooth?
Pyro in the second row because he's got.
Or you're gonna do Blob and Pyro? Okay.
Yeah, classic.
So Greg,
guys.
Pyro is ranged, and you put him in the front row.
Well, that's actually his back row.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yours is flipped.
Okay. My bad. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's front, back resource, yeah. Oh my god, I have a plot twist. What does it say? Ooh, I don't know what these... Oh, this is cool. So... Oh, I have to do this during build phase, though. It says, choose a character on your side. They randomly get one of the following powers they don't already have, which is Flight, Range, Berserker, Dodge, Ferocious, or Lethal.
So you're still in your build phase because you recruited characters.
Right.
So you can definitely play that now. You leave the build phase at the end after you've decided I'm done formatting, I'm done doing all that. I'm choosing to move into phase.
So I'm gonna do Dodge because that means he dodges the first attack, right? That's assigned to him.
It's actually random, and dodge means he simply can't be ranged attacked. So so play the card and choose a character in play, and then
Juggernaut,
you'll randomly decide.
I need him buffed.
Cool. Juggernaut currently does not have any of those, so randomly determine to get one of those. How many are on there? Please don't say 7.
I think it's 6. So you roll
3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Yeah, roll a d6. If you don't have
roll it on screen. Roll it on screen, Greg.
Roll it on screen.
He gets Flight.
You rolled a 1?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to going straight across. So I rolled a 1.
Sure, that works perfect.
Right.
So he gained Flight, and he'll have that throughout the game. So once a character gains something, if it doesn't have a timeline, they just have it.
Flying Juggernaut. Okay, that'll be fun for you for the next 2 turns.
I mean, it's pretty good right now.
I mean, I can attack your back row now, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
He keeps pulling a resource, though. He keeps pulling the yellow resource card. I need him to not pull that for turns I can hit Jean Grey in the face.
Yeah. You need he's gotten really lucky with those yellow resources.
So I will attack. So that's my phase, and I'll attack with Blob. What's in your front row? Let's see here. Your front row is Multiple Man and Jubilee.
It's Multiple Man and Multiple Man.
And what's your defense?
2 and 2.
Ooh, okay.
The one with mortal combat. The one with martial artist is a 4 defense in melee combat.
Yeah, 4.
Okay, so
it's
I don't
a
attack
4/4.
You're not gonna do anything. But I'll attack with Quicksilver to Multiple Man for 5.
What's quick? Which one? Which multiple man?
The one where he's in the lab coat.
Okay. You're attacking him for 5.
Yeah, attack 5.
Okay. So he's gone then?
You guys will play any cards that you want to play, and then you guys, because it's a melee attack, all characters in that will strike. Multiple man's 2 attack will be applied to Silver's 2 defense. Quicksilver's 5 attack will be applied to multiple man's 2 defense, and they will stun each other.
Okay.
Stunned characters flip face down, gains a wound. If their wounds meet or exceed their health, they KO.
Yeah, he got
All right.
KO'd.
Goodbye, multiple man. We hardly knew you.
Then I'll do, what's Jean Grey's defense?
2.
Is it still 1? Oh, it's 2?
It's 10 and 2.
All right, then I'll attack her with Pyro.
Pyro does not have flight, so the martial artist multiple man is still blocking the back row.
Oh, he has range, but he has range. It doesn't go past that.
No, range means he can attack from the back row and effectively make a safe attack. But he still would need flight to go over their front row.
Okay, then I'll attack multiple man, the other multiple man with him.
Okay.
And this is actually a really good move because that multiple man only gains the +2 attack and defense in melee combat. Since this is a ranged attack, he won't gain it.
I will pray for him.
How many multiple mans can I light on fire as they scream, ready to run?
Probably a bunch.
Was it the ultimate version of him? They actually retain like their own personalities, I think, right? Like where the old school multiple man was like they were all just kind of like they shared one consciousness, but the quote modern one in 2000s all had their own unique personalities, which is weird.
Yeah, I believe there was an arc, a comic book arc where he was dealing with like the morality of reabsorbing these people because they are
there
their
was.
own
I remember.
people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he lets one of them go. It's like a one with a kid or something like that. I can't remember. It's been so long. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna protect my little man.
Here we go.
I'm gonna save my little multiple man from your fiery passion.
Okay.
So he's gonna pay the yellow. Marvel Girl, can give telekinetic shield to any defender on her side. So he's gonna give multiple man +10 defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now he doesn't have that resource to use on Marvel.
But multiple man's defending Marvel Girl though, right? So I still have to go through him to get to her.
You would have to fly. Luckily, one of your guys just recently got flight.
That's right, I do have flying. Juggernaut's gonna attack Jean Grey now. He can fly. Yeah, that's terrifying.
I knew she was gonna take a hit, but it's okay.
But not like this.
Well, let's see. I have 10, so
you will stun him back. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Does he take a wound token for that?
Yeah, he still gets wounded by stunning. And that's actually one of the game rules in this game. If both characters gain their final wound in the same attack, whoever the attacker is wins. Because victory goes to the aggressor.
Right.
There we go. Okay. Well, I'm okay with that. How many more
yes, 2
hits
more.
can you take, right? 2 more? Yeah, okay. Cool. Are you done?
No, I got one more attacker, but I don't think
Are you done?
The only person I think I can attack now is still multiple man, right?
Yeah, multiple man's still in the front row.
And he's going to be a 4/4 against right? your 1/3.
He's 1/3.
He's 4/4. My multiple man is 4/4 in melee combat. Okay. And I'm pretty sure the blob doesn't fly.
No, the blob does not fly. Blob does not really do anything for me here, so...
I mean, come at me, bro. Hey, no, come at me. Come on.
I mean, I'm just going to stun myself, really. That's all I'm going to do. I'm surprised he doesn't like take a hit for somebody because he's the blob.
He has a superpower where he can't be wounded and can't stun.
But I need a resource, and I keep pulling allies.
Yeah, he's
Only
he's
more and
a
more allies.
he's what we in the biz call a chump blocker. Yeah, with that, you're probably out of options.
All right, so that is my turn, sir. Now that's to you, Blake. So draw 3 cards, right?
No, I don't.
Two.
No.
You got rid of the genius.
Ooh, I like this hand. I like this. Okay.
Not with that attitude, he won't.
Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, all right. First of all, here's another resource. Oh, I should un everything. My Marvel girl. There we go. Okay. Can I? Let's see. I can't beat up the Juggernaut this turn, can I? Because he's already beat up, right?
He is face down. He is stunned. He is out of the fight at the moment.
You can attack Blob.
Oh boy.
Oh, gee willikers.
Oh golly gosh.
May I?
Oh man. I'm actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Is I'm gonna play Havoc, and I'm gonna play Jubilee. Because I have enough resources for that.
When Cyclops attacks Havoc, it doesn't do anything, and vice versa.
The first version of Havoc we did actually said that on the card that he stuns everyone on the board. You paid a superpower. Everyone on the board not named Cyclops.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Their powers cancel each other out. Like, they don't have any effects.
I love it. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. When an enemy character uses superpower, put a -1/-1 counter on it. That's so great. I love it. I love it. He's a bit of a glass. Yeah.
If Cyclops didn't have his accident, him and Havoc would have had the exact same abilities.
Man, oh man. Let's see. I guess multiple man will just kill the blob. Or I guess he can't kill him. But he will wound the blob with a 4/4 attack.
I do
Greg.
not have anything that can stop that, so I will take that damage.
All right, and since he used his powers, does he get a +1/+1 token?
No. So that
is that just like a resource-based power?
Yeah. So there are 2 types of powers, 3 types of powers, not including level up. But one is keyword and one is superpower. Superpowers are the ones that you pay for with symbols. Keywords are the bolded words that just kind of have an effect: win, if then, sort of thing.
Okay. Cool. And Havoc will beat up Havoc will beat up Pyro.
Oh, because they're both flipped now, right? Because now they can't defend. Yep, so he dies.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's a 4 and a 5. So there he goes.
Pyro is dead.
Oh no.
Oh no, 1A.
All right, Greg. And I can't hit your Juggernaut this turn, but if I could, I would.
I know.
Don't worry, buddy.
All right.
It's your, I guess it's your turn.
Resource? Hey, resource!
Hey!
Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh,
Congratulations, Greg.
There we go. I'll do that one. So then he flips over. He does have flight still, which is cool. Flips over. I have 4 resources now. So, I mean, like, Mimic's a weird card because it says they have to be on my side, though. Like, I can't, not the other side. So that you have to play, like, a mixed deck with him.
Yeah, Mimic is more intermediate. He's for when you're mixing the decks. He gains extra powers based on the characters you have on your side.
All right, I'm just gonna discard this because he's not good. Because I took nothing but Brotherhood cards, so he's essentially a useless. I took 4 of them in the deck too. I should have read the cards before I threw him in. I was just like, oh, Mimic looks cool.
I mean, he's still pretty cool. He's got decent stats. He flies.
Oh, he does. He does have
Yeah.
5/5. So maybe I could actually. Yeah, actually, he does have 5/5. I should play him actually. Down here. Oh, he does not have flight naturally. He's just.
Oh, he does not have fight
He's
naturally.
just a 5/5.
Oh, that's
You know, like
unfortunate.
he can still do stuff. He has good defense. All right. So I will go ahead and I will attack using Mimic. So with multiple man exhausted, does that mean he still gets his +1/+1 in melee combat or no?
He's still
+2/+2.
He'll still get his +2/+2 in melee combat, so he'll still be a 4/4 in melee.
Right, I'll attack him with Mimic.
Okay. I'll let's see. Am I allowed to use Jean Grey's ability only once, or can I use it based off of the resources I have?
You can use it based off the resources you have, but it is only once per turn. That is, every superpower is only once per turn.
Once per turn. Okay.
Yeah. So
if
once
I
on
use
yours
it
and once on the opponent.
Okay. Let's see. What can I do for him? Is there anything I can do for him? You're not using a superpower, are you, Greg?
No, it's just his standard attack 5/5. Not like this. Not to Mimic.
Oh, multiple man. I think I have to say goodnight to you, Sweet Prince. Oh wait, or did I get to pull another multiple man from my deck? Because he was.
Yes. Sorry, he was around, so you did do that on your last turn.
Snap. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gregums. We're just starting, so I hope you'll allow this, Greg.
No, that's fine. Yeah. We're learning.
I mean, or do you want tournament judge Vito? Because I can
tournament judge. Judge, I'm about to lose. Yeah, you are.
Yep, correct.
All right, I'm putting another multiple man in my ranged thing. Don't worry, it doesn't change anything.
Well, you have that. You have the lab code out, so you get more more card draw advantage.
That lab coat, he actually has a little gun in hand to show that he's ranged. That one was the hardest one to pick art for because
what's his range? Like, he has a gun.
He has a gun.
That's his thing. He's like, well, I don't need superpowers. I got a gun.
Yeah.
But at least Mimic won't die.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Like, he'll live through the attack.
The most important.
Yeah. I'm gonna say goodbye. And your Mimic is looking super fly. All right, Greg. You wanna try your luck at anything else?
Do you have anything that's defense 1?
I have Blink.
She's defense 1?
Wait, no, she's not defense 1. I'm sorry, I have nothing that's defense 1.
Oh man,
nothing.
Let me ask you this, Greg. Do you have another blob in hand by chance?
I do.
So there is a thing in this game called powering up, where you can discard a card that has the exact same name as a character in play, and they will get a +1/+1 counter. So you could turn your blob into a 2/4 and still try to attack Jean Grey with it.
You can do that once per turn?
You could actually do that as many times as you have the cards to do so. It is a discard, so that's the payment cost. And it happens at the same speed as a plot twist. So you could declare the attack with Blob if you wanted to, if you want to get tricksy.
Yeah.
Declare the attack with Blob, then discard, since you have first priority, making Blob a 2/4, and then your opponent gets a chance to respond.
Yeah, I'll hit Jean Grey with that. Oh, sorry, Marvel.
All right. I'll use Marvel Girl's special ability to give her +10 defense. So that's 10 attack against your 4. Yeah.
And Blob dies.
Your blah blah bye bye.
But he
Then
did his
I will
job.
attack. Marvel go again with Juggernaut.
Okay. I'll take that one, but so will you.
No, I won't.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
she's
use
got a
hidden tree
10.
so I can't be wounded.
Oh, did you
What?
pay the red for that?
It's green.
Oh yeah, flip the green over. Yeah, so you cannot be wounded this turn, so he will just run on through.
You have 5 wounds though?
He has 6.
6.
Or
Okay.
5 on him, 6. 4 on him? I can't see.
Let's see. So I couldn't pay another resource then at this point to defend myself, right?
No, she has all superpowers are once per turn unless otherwise stated. Some characters do say you
Okay.
can do this any number of times.
Okay. Well,
I probably
that's
should
cool.
save that to when I'm about to die, but we'll figure that out later.
Mhm.
I thought it was a pretty clever move.
It was a clever move that will bear you no fruit, Greg. I'm going to draw my 2 cards. Oh man. All right. Cool. All right, you're back. Genie baby, Marvel
Yeah,
gal.
Vito just told me that how I could do powering up. I just found that out now, so that was cool. And I got like a couple Sabertooth ones I could do that in my hand as well, which is interesting.
So I'm gonna let's see. I'll put another resource down. Why not? Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm sure there are cards that one-shot characters, but I can appreciate that like you can only do like 1 attack, 1 wound per turn. There's so many. I play all tabletop games too, and it's like really disappointing when when things are getting one-shotted, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just move them off the table. I didn't even get to use them, but okay. Like the 1 wound per turn is an interesting mechanic that I appreciate.
Yeah, it helps slow down gameplay. So I like to think of card games as a good mixture of poker and chess. What's happening in your hand is the poker. What's happening on the board is the chess. This game leans further into the chess. The tactical placement of characters, declaring attacks smart. It's very tactical in its gameplay. So it's a lot less about what's in your hand. You can still do tricks. There's still fun combat things like plot twists. But for the most part, it's what's on the board and how can I best break down the defenses of my opponent and build a good wall.
I'm gonna use a plot twist right now, Greg. Actually, I'm gonna use Build It Up, which lets me flip over 2 different lands.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Why?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry, Greg. I love you. You hurt my multiple man. Oh, do I get to put another multiple man out? Right now?
Yes, during your main phase, there's still 1 face up, so he gets to go get the last
coming
one.
back. That's his thing. It's what he does.
I love it. I love it, Greg. I love it.
He does.
Now there are only 4 of them, so this is the last one.
No more multiple men. This is it. But man, did my love of Jamie Madrox really pay off for me this game? Ha! All right. You know what? Let's see. How does this?
Juggernaut is still face down, I believe. He didn't get a wound, but he still did get stunned.
Oh, I did get stunned. I just didn't take a wound. Oh, nice.
What? Well, let's see. Let's see. What is...
To make your decision a little easier, Blake. There's only got 1
person
option.
to attack, and that's
Yeah, how much? I'm just looking at how much. So if I attack them with 2 different characters, do their attack and defense combine?
Their attack combines. The defender chooses which of the attackers to attack. So their defense doesn't, but their attack does.
Okay. And let's see. Mimic is a 5?
5/5.
5/5.
5/5?
5/5.
All right. Well, Professor X and Professor X and multiple man. Wait, hold on. Do I want to do that?
Let's see you mimic with a telepathically erased brain.
No.
Oh no.
No, I'm not going to do that with Professor X. Hold on. I'm thinking this through.
Take him out of those piano lessons. Now you can't remember your dad. Ah!
He's got a 5. All right, Blink and Havoc are going to attack.
Team attack.
Team attack
Team
from the
attack.
back row.
Yeah.
It is a ranged attack, so Mimic will not strike back.
So
Yeah, and it's a 1, 6, and 4, 5. So goodbye to Pyro.
Mimic.
And I'm gonna use Greg. Do you have any like characters in your hand?
Yeah. Or like,
Oh,
does something else get discarded randomly?
I'm gonna use Professor X's ability, which is look at an enemy player's hand. I may choose a supporting character there and recruit it.
Oh, nice.
that
Like
is
a mind control thing.
Yeah, that is a build phase ability, so you'll have to wait until next build phase, and you
I'm
will
sorry.
require. No, you're cool. But you'll also require to pay its recruitment cost. So, like, wait for build phase for that one. That one's gonna be.
Good idea. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry, Greg.
No,
if you'll even, I don't even know if you'll live that long, but
Wow.
We'll see. You never know.
Yeah, I guess it is your turn now. Let's see what you can do, baby.
I just can't deal with the range. I can't get to anything through the range. Let's see here. All right, so place something. I place another resource. He flips over. I get 1 XP, so I got to get another resource there to go to level 2. When he goes to level 2, does he heal?
He does not heal, but he does have better stats.
Okay.
And I don't know if you read level 2. You can pay 2 red, and you'll gain infinite attack for the rest of the game.
Oh, momentum. Ha. I get it. I get it. So I will. Ooh, I have 5. I'll do Sabretooth because he has to be in the front, and I'll do Silver. I'll just put him here. Might as well keep him there.
Does Quicksilver come in right away?
Yeah, I can. I may have him come back later as like a gotcha, but I don't think it's gonna work. So when do I play the power up? Is that build phase?
You can do it during your main phase as just a free action, or during combat as like the passing over of things that you're return.
Okay. So let me do the next phase. I'll beef up Sabretooth. I don't know if that's gonna help much because he's got such low defense. So he's a 5/3 now, and then I can do secondary mutation again.
Oh.
I'll do it on Juggernaut again. See if I can beef him up anymore.
He can't gain flight because he already has it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're now 1 in 5.
Ooh, okay, so that means. So what do I want? Okay, I probably want dodge, right? Because dodge allows me to like get an attack missed on him, right?
Yeah, dodge lets you not be ranged attack. So he would have to get in melee with you.
Maybe we just we'll give it to Sabretooth. We'll do Sabretooth instead. Sabretooth gets Berserker.
Berserker. That is +1/+1 when he declares an attack. You'll gain a +1/+1 counter.
Ooh. Like every time he attacks or just once?
Like every time he attacks.
Alright, so. And again, you have these cool little pop-out things that come right out of the box. So I'll declare an attack, and I have to attack your front row, so I'll get rid of the multiple
man. All right. What's that?
He is a.
So it's 6.
I think he's a 6/4.
No.
6/4.
6/4. All right. Are you using any superpowers of any sort?
No.
Okay, so he's just a +2/+2. Okay. All right, my multiple man gets wounded.
Poor guy.
you tap your Sabretooth. Or deplete your Sabretooth.
I feel like I might as well attack. I'm gonna attack Jean Grey. Okay, I can't because Professor X is blocking her, right?
Professor X does not have flight, and Juggernaut does have flight.
Yeah, but I don't want to attack with Juggernaut. I want to attack with Quicksilver.
Oh, then no. Professor X is in the way.
What's the Professor X's? Yeah, I think I'm just outnumbered here. There's too many cards on the board. Is there any advantage to having them upright? I feel like there's not. You should just be attacking every turn no matter what. I feel like there's no advantage to having them non-exhausted.
Not generally. Pretty much, you want to use all the resources that you have in a turn. There are very few exceptions where you'll want to face up due to certain plot twists or certain keyword abilities.
Right, then I'll attack Professor X with Quicksilver.
What is he?
5/2.
5/2. Let's see. What can I do? Oh, I'll use a plot twist, and I'll put a +1/+1 counter.
Oh no!
On Professor X this turn, and a -1/-1 counter on Quicksilver.
There you go. So I'm 4/1.
Yeah, and I'm 5/10.
Ah, okay. If he dies.
Yeah. Am I even any? Does it even affect Professor? Or is he just chilling?
He's just chilling.
He dies, yeah.
He's just.
Okay, do I keep the +1/+1 counter now that
counters stay until you are stunned.
Nice, sweet deal.
I'll attack multiple man with Juggernaut.
The one that's already flipped over? Or
no, you have a multiple man in the back, don't you? The guy with the lab coat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll attack him.
Juggernaut can fly.
Yeah, I can fly. So I can reach him. I don't have to pound my head against Professor Xavier.
Okay. You want to take out my multiple man? All right. I'll remember this.
I mean, like, I'll remember this. He has like 20 cards on the board. He's like, well, I'll remember that. He's like, well, I didn't get tabled hard enough, Vito. That's the problem. He's not winning good enough.
All right.
Because I can't attack Jean Grey because it'll just be like 10 defense. So I can't. Yeah, it's pointless.
Yeah,
he's showing.
Yeah, he's showing location. It was good to attack and try to bait out superpower usage. But the plot twists.
Oh, Greg, my sweet Gregums.
All right, your turn.
Ooh, boy. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I feel like I have all these resources and I need to use them very badly, but I don't have anything that utilizes them.
Gotta play Banshee, and he can daze a character when he comes into play. I'm not really sure.
Daze is stun without wounding, so he can flip someone over. If your opponent had any characters with +1/+1 counters, that's a great way to get rid of those +1/+1 counters.
Can I do that? I can't do that to Sabretooth, can I?
Yeah, Sabretooth is a character.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that to Sabretooth.
So those come off when you get stunned?
Yeah, he'll flip over. He won't take a wound, but all other effects like +1/+1 counters or equipment would fall off at that point.
But not secondary mutation though, right?
No, because he gained that superpower.
Okay.
Gained that keyword.
Okay. Let's see. I guess I used my resources this turn. I've only got one resource, so it wouldn't really be prudent to try and recruit somebody from Greg's side this turn, would it?
If he had a 1 cost in hand, maybe.
Greg, do you got any 1 costs?
I have a 6 cost.
Go fish.
Okay, never mind then. I wouldn't just get to hold on to the card, right?
Hold on to the card. I just want to
Until I
hold
hit
it.
that
I want to hold on to it. Take it away from his hand. I think you need to put a
Oh, wow.
resource down. You could take him and put a resource
I would
down.
need to pay for it in resources if I recruit it, is what you're saying,
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
I couldn't just be like, I'll buy you next turn. All right. Fair enough. I won't do that. What's the Juggernaut? He's a 5/5?
He's a 5/5.
He's a 5/5. So if he gets attacked by a 5/10, that's probably gonna hurt him, right?
Yeah. You mean 10/5?
Probably.
Yeah. All right, let's do that.
Who's attacking?
Professor X.
He's a 5/10, right?
Yeah.
So I cannot hurt him back. How much is Professor X to cost? 2?
Professor X is a 5 or 6.
He's a 5.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, the stat line increases as the costs increase.
All
You got 1
right.
more health left.
All right, Greg, you're up.
The Jean Grey's what, 4? She has 4 left.
She's got 2.
Close. So close. So close, but no cigar. Over Sabretooth. Chazit, go. Play Mystique. Ranged, I'll play her back here.
What does Mystique do?
Mystique, I can name a team name, an attack, name a character team, even if they're protected, so I can like reach behind things.
Yeah.
Okay.
She can name the X-Men and attack any of your X-Men.
Yeah.
Wherever they are.
Okay.
So, God,
But it costs a resource, right?
Yeah, it does. It costs a red. So I'll do that because I have really nothing else. Well, actually, this is 4/2. I have Saber. Can I declare an attack and then spend the resource based on his reaction if he plays some like defense thing or no?
It depends on the timing of the power. If the power says combat, then yes. If you declare the attack, you pass priority. He says like he does something, then you can respond to it by paying the combat power. If it's main phase, you have to do it before any combats take place.
Okay, so I'll do that because I think he's gonna die this turn. I gotta try to stun people. And I will. He has Berserker, so he becomes a 9/2 or 9/3, and I'll attack. Oh, I can't attack because of the flight thing. That's killing me. Is I can't get to his back row. There's too many characters I have to chew through to get to the back row.
So if you paid for it, he has stealth, which means he can melee attack a protected character, so he can attack the back row.
And Jean Grey is naturally 10 defense.
Jean Grey has 2 defense. She has to pay for extra.
I'll attack Jean Grey, and I'll attack Marvel Girl.
All right. What is your attack?
9/2 or 9/3. 9.
9?
Yeah.
How is it 9?
Because I used in my main phase. I played Training Ground as a resource to give him +4.
Okay, I'll spend a resource to give her +10 defense.
Okay.
Yeah. So now she's 10, 12. So she definitely wounds you.
And the 1+1 counter comes off when they get exhausted, right? Or when they get flipped over?
Yeah, when they get stunned, yes.
It comes off. Then I'll use... Mystique has range, but she can't attack Jean Grey, right? Because there's 2 people in the right. She can't, like, aim behind them.
Yeah, unless she...
Multiple mana Professor X, right?
If she uses her Infiltrator ability and chooses X-Men, then she could.
Oh.
But that I think she has to pay for that.
Yeah, I already used it. So I'll go ahead and I'll attack multiple mana in your front row.
Okay. So that's 5...
5/10.
5/10 against a...
He doesn't get the bonus because she's not in front. She shot him with her gun. That's the superpower she has, is a gun.
Oh, wait. When a character on your side uses a superpower, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When an enemy character, put a -1/-1 on it. Oh well, it didn't matter. Sabretooth still died. The outcome was the same. Yeah, multiple man can go bye-bye.
Do you have another one you can put out?
No, that's all the multiple men in the deck.
Are you sure? I feel like there's
It's-
50 in there.
There's only 4, and in the previous 200 card box, Civil War, there were another 4.
Oh, interesting. Can you combine them together?
Yes, you can.
Oh God, 8 multiple mans to choose through.
Oh, let's see. Since I used the superpower, I get a +1/+1 on Jean Grey, right?
Yes, actually. Havoc gives out +1/+1 counters like they're candy.
They are candy. Yummy little green candies.
All right.
Please do not eat the tokens. We do not advise that.
They're paper. They'll be fine if you do on accident. All right. And then my last attack, I'll have Juggernaut fly across and hit Jean Grey in the face.
Attack who?
Jean Grey.
Okay, and he's what, 5?
He is 5/5.
5/5. Okay, well. Oh, and I'm 10. Or I'm 11/3 now because of that counter.
You are 11/3.
Oh, great. Good news, Greg. Plot twist. From the week. Choose a character on your side in the combat to get +1/+3 this combat. So my defense beats you and you take a wound.
I will play my plot twist. It gives me +2 attack, so it goes through your defense.
Ho-ho!
Plot twist.
What? It gives you
it also gives you ferocious, which means you strike first.
Oh no. So it's the stack, right? So I play that, so the stack happens before the ability of the plot twist card, or
there's no stack in versus. All effects resolve immediately. So you will gain the +2 attack. He will gain the +3 defense. When striking happens, because you have ferocious, you will strike before he does.
Okay.
That's the keyword ferocious.
Oh, so I don't get exhausted?
You still get exhausted,
but
he won't be able to strike you. So you'll stun him. He won't stun you back.
Ooh.
Unless he plays more defense.
Response?
Yeah, let me see what else I can do.
Coming down to the wire.
Okay.
It's coming down to the wire with 10 minutes left of the stream.
Blink. I use Blink. And combat. At this combat resolves, each enemy character strikes itself instead of a character on your side. So stop hitting yourself, Greg.
That is only in combat with Blink. Since she's not in the combat, she can't use.
Doesn't say that?
It says combat. So if it were to be any other combat, like Jean Grey's, her say any combat, so that's combat she's not involved in. Otherwise, combat powers are combats that this character is involved.
All right, let's see. All right, well, I guess I take the hit then. There's nothing I can really do about that. But I hate you, Greg.
It's a bloody massacre on this field, right? There's bodies everywhere. Multiple man bodies everywhere. Quicksilver's on the ground dead. Blob's on the ground dead.
All right. Are you happy, Greg?
Yeah, I am. It's close. It's a nail biter. And that's my turn, so now it goes to you. Right. I do have one resource I can use so Juggernaut doesn't take a wound, so just be aware of that.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble here, but what's the bold word in front of that superpower?
Oh man, so it's not reactive. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not reactive.
Yeah, so I lose. That's unfortunate. Oh well. That's it. Yep.
All right.
Hate to burst your bubble, but that ability you paid for you can't use. Oh, okay. Not until after you die. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
it's an offensive capability, not a defensive capability.
That's okay. Yeah, you can't have too many reactive things, otherwise players can never get to do anything.
We do have a couple reaction superpowers in the game. They're few and far between because they are a little more crunchy, rules-wise.
All right, I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna play another Professor X. Ooh, man. And I'm going to play Build It Up. So I'm going to flip a couple land cards here. Do they have to be different ones?
I'm sorry?
Do the cards I have to flip, it says churn up 2 face down basic locations with different names on your side face up. But
yes, they have to be different and they have to be basic. Also, you can only have one Professor X in play at a time. All characters are unique.
You can power him up though.
You can power up
can
your
power him
Professor
up,
X
yeah.
with extra
then I'll
copies.
do that. I'll power him up. So another token for him, making him a 6/11. Where's Mystique? Did Mystique die?
Oh no,
Right?
I'm dead. Like I can't do it. I'm dead next turn. I can't do anything. I'm dead.
Oh.
You're wasted. You're spending all this time putting resources out,
But
he's
at
dead.
least let me hurt you. At least let me do it.
Me. At least let me win. I'm like I did. I did let you win. I had nothing left. I had.
I attack your defenseless juggernaut with everything. Then I guess.
And he dies.
And he dies, and I win.
You've activated my trap card.
Activate trap card. No, there is no trap.
Mister, I play these games all the time. I'm gonna do the thing. I predicted.
You're such a graceful winner, Blake. I love it. Such a great sport. The second he loses one guy, he mumbles for 10 minutes, and then when he wipes the table with you, it's still not good enough. I killed his multiple man 4 times.
You did great.
It was a valiant effort.
That's a cool game. That's a really cool game.
And I took that personally.
That's a cool game, though. I really like the game.
That was super fun, man.
You have that issue where like you fall behind. It's really hard to catch up, like unless you have like card draw. Do you have card draw in this game, Vito, or no?
Yes, there are plenty of ways to do so. You're drawing 2 cards a turn, so you're always hitting that curve. You can play a resource and a character. There are a few other cards that give you additional card draw, sometimes via a superpower. In the last 200 card set we did, which was based on the superhero Civil War, between Captain America and Iron Man, both of those teams got draw power based on if you had more characters in play or less characters in play. That was a very interesting way of handling that, and yeah, it's all about board control and making a hard enough trap for your opponent to get through, while also being able to get through theirs.
Man, I lucked out with some resources early on, Greg, and I think it was almost like bait to attack Jean Grey so early, because it just made her like super powerful throughout the game. I'm sorry, Marvel Girl. I'm gonna keep doing that.
She is AKA Jean Grey, so it's totally accurate.
It's her alias.
Yeah.
And she was only Marvel Girl for the House of X rerun. She put on the costume. She wanted to be referred to as Marvel Girl again. It was very interesting. X-Men comics.
There was also like they brought the X-Men from the past into the future run. That was like another Marvel Girl. Oh man,
that's a good game. That's a fun game. No, like you need to attack Jean Grey though. Like that's how you win. You don't win by attacking allies. Like the allies are kind of fodder.
Yeah, but I think you would have benefited from like building up all of your stuff before attacking Jean Grey, because there's just our 2 characters attacking each other, and I can max out my defense, and then you just hurt yourself.
Yeah,
like that wasn't, and my character gets stronger. Mm-hmm. That wasn't doing you any favors. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no,
I went with my instinct. I picked Marvel Girl. I like built a deck that I felt had a good amount of like defensive capability, and I bet on characters that I just liked too. Multiple Man.
Yeah.
I just love Multiple Man, and it totally paid off to put Multiple Man in the deck. It paid off to put Professor X in there. Oh man, that Professor X card is mighty. That's a powerful card right there. Yeah. And
good
I'm bummed because
defensible cards.
I had Dupe in there, and I never got to play Dupe. That I think is my one regret, Greg.
No Dupe today.
I did see you put 4 Dupe in there, and that's about 3 more Dupe than I would ever put in anything.
3 more Dupe than I would need to.
You got to bet on what you believe in. Yeah, but I mean, even that the way that Havoc was able to like work with my cards, that was super helpful with Professor X. And yeah, even towards the end there, I don't know, that last little battle between Marvel Girl and Juggernaut was fun though. I feel like that's like getting into the 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 trickier gameplay right there.
It's close. We both had 1 HP at the end. Like we all got each other. The pacing of
Yeah,
the game definitely flows well.
I got a little worried there, Greg. You worried me a little bit.
Split
second, but I knew I had what it took.
And again, Vito, no boosters. It's you buy in the packs of the themes that you want to play in, right? You can mix and match, but there's no single pack boosters you can buy, right?
Absolutely, it's all in one product. You want to play X-Men? Here is X-Men House of X coming in the coming future. I believe next month will be New Brotherhood, and beyond that is X-Force, and those will be smaller expansions to add on to these two teams. And then Mortal Kombat will be its own thing. It'll be Netherrealm and Earthrealm. The Boys will be its own thing. It'll be The Boys and Vought, and it's all just self-contained.
That's really cool. That's a really cool.
I'm looking
not
forward to
not a
that
lot of
one.
card companies like self-contained products, you know, because the chase is not there, right? Like people can't spend $500 on blisters to try to get a gold-plated Charizard or gold Charizard or whatever.
And we're no stranger to the chase. I mean, we are a trading card company. We do Marvel trading cards. We do hockey trading cards. So we're all about variance in the chase. But for our gaming products, we want to be as best we can to the consumer, and an all-in-one product. Build your TCGs more like a board game. Has been the way that we've tried to achieve this.
Yeah, man, this is great. I love it because like I'm gonna be able to play this with my roommate now. You know, we have a huge shelf in the living room just full of games, and the more pick up and play something can be like this, the more likely it is for us to actually sit down and throw down.
Yeah. The bar of entry is a big thing in marketing. Like, how much does it cost for me to get started? You know, like I play a lot of Warhammer 40K, right? How much does it cost? Oh, like $450. You know,
yeah.
How much does it cost to play Versus? What, 15, 50? You have decks. 50, I looked at your website, $15 for like a 2-pack set. Some of them are $50.
Yeah, you'll need the locations for it, probably from one of the core sets.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you could theoretically just $15 and get in.
I really do like the design. Like I said, I've played a lot of card games. I like how everything comes out of the box. It's fun to play. The pacing's great because some games can swing and go and I mean, I've played other card games that end on turn 2, and what fun is that for the player you're playing against? You don't get to play end of turn 2. But this was fun. We played what was that, 6 rounds? I feel like it was 6 rounds.
We played 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I think you guys got to turn 7 or turn 8.
Yeah, so it's really
that's about what the games go.
That's great. Yeah, it's a nice long game, and like it's just estimated play time. I think it's 30 minutes.
When we do official tournaments, we run 35 40-minute rounds, and usually players are able to finish within that time limit.
Have you ever seen a player
use
like a standard deck in a tournament, or is it all they you have to mix because at that point because you're playing super high level?
So the way we handle our organized play is a bunch of different ways. We'll have a quarterly featured format, which will have its own specific rules for that format. Right now we're doing, it's called Previously On, where your main character has to come from the last 3 sets, which was WandaVision, Falcons and the Winter Soldier, and Loki. Mm-hmm. But then the rest of your cards can be anything in the photographic universe. So any X-Files cards, any Buffy cards, any of the other MCU cards. And at that point, yeah, all the high-level players, they're mixing all the best cards to make the best deck.
Right.
Nice. Man, so that means like there's going to be a lot of unique stylized decks going on like in any tournament, right?
Yeah, I mean, once you get into the competitive TCG scene, they all tend to just funnel to the top and do more refinement than innovation. But absolutely, you'll still see a huge variation of which cards are being used and what people's flavor of the week is, what they just like to play. All the time, you'll see people playing what they like to play.
Nice.
And you have on your website, which I linked in the chat below, you have a ton of different system, different. What do we call these starter decks or 2-player starter decks? I guess or 2-player sets.
So the old nomenclature for them was battles boxes. They all
Battle
had
boxes.
battles in their name.
Mhm.
But now we're just calling them. Shoot, what are we? Yeah, effectively starter box. We definitely have a name, and I've forgotten it.
But like, if you go to their
Uh-oh.
site, they have like a theme for each. Like, if you're into just Spider-Man, they have a set for that. If you're just like Thunderbolts, they have a set for that. Like, you have something
Yeah.
for everyone here, which is awesome.
I'm eyeballing that Galactus deck personally.
I'll have to find some
Yeah.
Galactus. I have some. We have some sleeves. We have play mats. We have some really cool Galactus stuff that I definitely need to send.
Look, I hunger. That's all I'm saying. I just hunger. Like man. Normally in the background I have like I bought a giant like black light Funko Pop Galactus. I usually have in the background here. It's not here right now, but yeah, I'm into the Galactus stuff. I don't know what it is. That Jack Kirby era of characters, all of the Cosmic Kirby stuff is like just some of, I don't know, the coolest art and design I've seen in
He's
comics.
just a
still to this
giant
day.
person that needs to eat planets. Like, that's his thing. He's not evil. He just needs to survive.
Hold on, let me see if I can let you. I'm gonna give you.
And they have some. If you guys go to their website, they have some awesome card backs too. Like, even if you don't play the versus system, they have like a really cool your Gambit and Magneto card backs are amazing. But they also have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Like, they have a ton of different cool card backs, like so you can represent like your favorite Marvel character that you want to play as. Storm.
Yeah, we got a ton of sleeves. We have a few different playmat options, but we have a ton of Marvel themed sleeves. These are Sabretooth and these are Psylocke. And they're
so
just
good. Yeah, Sabretooth art is great. Yeah, everything looks great, man. You guys have so much stuff
shiny.
on their website. Check them out. I left a link in the description below. You guys can in the chat. You guys can check them out there.
Yeah. Holy cow. Dude, Vito, this has been a blast. I had a lot of fun. And beating Greg at a card game, wow. I'm just I can't believe it happened. I really thought Greg was gonna kick my butt today. I really did. But Greg, it just goes to show you the X-Men good will always triumph over evil.
This is true. That was my downfall.
Yeah.
Was my hubris.
Yeah,
Yes.
you chose the bad guys. That was the problem.
Yeah, you said I'm gonna be the Juggernaut. I'll be unstoppable. You got thirsty. You hungered for that power, Greg. But then I came in and using my super psychic abilities was able to quell you and win the day. Not just for humanity, but for all my fans out there watching today. I did this for you. I just want you all to know.
Oh my god, like they have a multiple man promo you can buy when you purchase Thunderbolts or Secret Avengers. So now you can have more multiple man in your deck. You just make multiple man deck. Just entirely a multiple
man deck, just like a self-spawning deck.
That's it. I'm sure there's someone who's tried that. There has to be someone who's tried that.
That totally sounds like the type of quirky deck I would build when I was younger, just because I was a kid and I was like, aha, I'll just do this one thing. Oh, man. Not to get too into it, I once built a Magic deck that was just a bunch of land and a couple fireballs. That was it. That was like way back in the day. But yeah, I gotta say, Vito, I really appreciate the attention to detail. You obviously know these characters very well, and they're very close to your heart, and that shows in playing this, one match. Even going through that deck, finding a dupe card, being very elated that a character like Dupe would show up in a game like this, because you would like there were some cards featuring Wolverine. And there wasn't a Wolverine card, and I'm not complaining about that. I'm saying that's cool because like you hardly ever see a lot of X-Men stuff that's really going deeper into the roster, especially just as far as like mainstream content goes. So yeah. I like the deep cuts. I like Banshee. I like Bishop. Things like that. I really like seeing characters like that show up.
Well, don't worry, Wolverine's coming. He'll be coming in X-Force with Deadpool. But
I was really worried there was never going to be any Wolverine cards.
Yeah, I don't know if we could get away with making something with that Wolverine in it.
Wolverine and Deadpool. So, such a rare gem to see them show up in things, but I'll take it. I like both those characters, and like um, yeah, I don't know, just good use of the source, fun game. I really enjoy the fact that I'm not gonna have to be chasing cards. Like I just get the cards I want, done, ready to go. Yeah, and this Mortal Kombat. So the Mortal Kombat versus system is actually what kind of started our whole conversation with you guys. When is that going to be coming out?
I don't have a hard date for you guys yet, but it is coming as soon as we can get it out. That one has been in the works with the boys, almost hand in hand, since the middle of last year. So we are working through that. I know we generally will go in like month-long spans where we'll do a big box, small box, month after month. Um, at the moment, I think we're looking to split that up with the Mortal Kombat or the boys, and then jump into our next comic book arc, which will feature the Fantastic Four.
Nice, nice. They're coming back in a big way. Getting ready for that next phase in the MCU. All that good stuff. What was I? Gosh, the boys. Okay, the boys. So I take it these games are made for all ages,
14
right?
and up.
14 and
Yeah,
up. So
14 and up, but the gameplay and what's featured on the cards is generally pretty tame. So the
yeah,
Marvel stuff is 14 and up. Mortal Kombat and the boys will be 17 plus on the box, and that's
okay,
because the licensor asked us to. I mean, it's built off of a mature game,
Yes.
but
yeah.
it won't feature anything like truly grotesque or that you wouldn't want your kids to see. We are still very careful about that.
That must have really limited your art choices for the boys.
For the boys, yeah, it was a little difficult.
We need more action
Uh,
cards. Wait, wrong kind of action again. Wrong kind of action. Need to be more specific when I say action.
There's a little bit of blood in a couple cards, but not a lot.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm really okay. I'm really excited to check that out. The Boys, one of my favorite comic books of all time. The series has been so great too. Um, Looking forward to more of that, and then yeah, just more goodness. It sounds like you got plenty of good stuff on the way. If folks want to find out more about what you're doing over at Upper Deck, what's the best place to follow all of your shenanigans?
So we have Twitter, we have Up Entertainment Twitter, we have myriad of Facebook groups, we have a Discord. We have a stream that we will generally do every Monday for esports because we do a lot of stuff with Overwatch and trading card games with esports, as well as most Wednesdays we'll have an entertainment stream where we'll feature legendary or versus or news about what we're working on. Um, and if you want, just come by any of those ways and we'll say stuff. If my buddy Richard is still in the chat, he'll maybe drop some links.
Oh, I think we have links turned off in chat.
Oh, then he will not.
But we can let's see. We can write anything you want us to in chat.
Let me grab our
Let me
Discord
see if I can
server. That's the
let me
best
see who's
place.
your let's see, Upper Deck. I could probably just give Upper Deck permission.
Yeah, just Upper Deck in Discord.
Yeah, let me see if I can allow them. I'm gonna mod Upper Deck. Upper Deck, I've allowed you mod for the moment. Don't make me regret my decision. I don't think you will. But go at it, Upper Deck. All right. Yeah, dude, this really was a blast. And I
Nice.
feel
It
like
really was, Vito. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard's going wild in the chat now.
Oh, he's got link privileges. Hold on, I think I can get him back into me.
All of our followers are banned suddenly. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, we definitely gotta have you guys back on. This is too much fun. I feel like we just nerded out about comic books while I showed Greg that maybe, I might be a contender for the deck building champion of Shacknews.
The true
shit.
winner here was teamwork on the X-Men. They were the prize the whole time. They were the versus system the whole time.
Yeah, this is great. Greg yells about Star Wars and things like that a lot, so I feel like this was his lesson in tolerance.
Well, I appreciate it, you guys, and yeah, no, I'd love to do something again. Maybe next time we could talk Legendary, we could talk Marvel trading cards, we can talk Fleer Ultra. We got lots of stuff we're working on here at Upper Deck.
Yeah.
I like to call us a superhero company that moonlights as a sports company.
I love it. I absolutely love it. As somebody who grew up with all sorts of trading cards, I still have binders full of them and will occasionally still rip a pack if I find it at a local comic book shop or something like that. So we're definitely interested in chatting about that and more. In the meantime, please make sure you check out everything Upper Deck, their site, their Discord. They're dropping the links like crazy with their Mad Ultimate Power right now in the chat. So go check them out. And of course, if you want to check out more Shacknews stuff, we're on Facebook. You can like us there. We're Shacknews. We're Shacknews Media on Instagram. You know, doing all those reels that the kids love. No cap, all the drip. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're on Instagram doing that. We're also on Twitter while it is still in existence in its form now. Well, we're there. We're at Shack News. You can follow us there. It's a great way to keep up with all of the latest stories that we're dropping on shacknews.com, which is what this is all about, guys. Shack News is a website. We've been around for 28 years, covering video games, the world of tech, and just fun, nerdy pop culture stuff. We are constantly dropping news, reviews, previews, interviews on all sorts of cool stuff. So please check out shacknews.com. And you can check out not one, but 2 YouTube channels that our own Greg Burkleton Burke is working hard on constantly. Greg constantly in the video mines making new content. What do we got up on Shack News Games and Gamer Hub videos right now, Greg?
Yeah, well, we have a lot of dev interviews on YouTube.com/gamer videos. It's all dev interviews with developers that make games or tech or lots of cool stuff there. And then on Shack News Games, we have a lot of TJ's VR footage will be going up for his PlayStation VR 2. And then we'll have a bunch of Super Mario World, Super Nintendo World POVs and interviews going up as soon as possible. As soon as possible.
That's right. Greg got to go to Super Nintendo World ahead of opening, and I hate him, and I'm jealous, which is probably why I wanted to beat him so bad today. I needed that little victory, that small little victory, and I got it. And I'm gonna keep rubbing it in your face, Greg. And of course, hey, if you liked what we did here today, don't be shy. Give us a follow. Give us a sub. Maybe you got Amazon Prime. You don't know what to do with that free Twitch sub every month. You can drop it here. Give us some of those sweet, sweet Bezos bucks. We will use them to buy sandwiches and light bulbs. And with that, I think that's about it. Oh my goodness, no, I would be remiss. So Vito, I don't like to brag, but Shack News is kind of in the game business too. We don't have collectible cards or anything like that, but we do have an app called Shack Pets. And what you do is you go on Shack Pets and you can upload photos of your pets to Shack Pets. That's enough, right? You can look at cute photos of pets that people have uploaded. But where the game comes in is you can challenge other people's pets to a cute off, and then other people will vote on which pet they think is cuter. So let's see, we got Silo versus Rad here. I'm voting for Rad. I like kitty cats. Oh my goodness, look at Bucky. Bucky just looking so forlorn. I'm gonna swipe right on Bucky. That's all there is to it. That's how you play. You just go on, you vote for what pet pics you think are the cutest. You challenge other pets to a cute off. Fun for days. Shack Pets. Download for free on your iOS or Android app today. And yeah, maybe your pet pics are cuter than mine. I highly doubt it. Bring it on. I just happen to own the 2 cutest kitty cats in the world, so good luck. And I think with that, we're going to call it a day on another episode of Retail Therapy. We'll be back the second Wednesday of March. Greg, I have a lot of Pokemon cards to open. I may have gone overboard and spent a bunch of money buying 50 unopened packs of Evolving Skies for our next episode of Retail Therapy.
Oh, sounds like me. Should have bought more Versus system boxes.
I should have. I would have gotten way more cards, and I wouldn't be chasing. Them. Even cats love Versus. Look at that. All right. Yeah, but that's next month. So tune in then, and until then, you just have a wonderful rest of your week. Greg, you'll be back tomorrow with Pop Goes the Culture, right?
Yes, we're going a little early. Then we'll keep you posted on our Twitter feed for more information about that.
Yep, that's our weekly pop culture show that Greg is a co-host. Greg is basically the OK Boomer to his millennial co-host.
Yeah.
Greg yells at clouds, and our buddy Donovan talks about how great Knives Out is. So you can tune into that.
Sorry, that I'm a millennial, and that hit me. That hit me so. You had the targeted sights. Knives Out's a great movie, though.
Did you know it's the best movie ever made, Vito? It's the best movie ever made.
Cats Love Versus. That you can quote Shacknews on that. I love
putting
it.
that
All
on the
right.
box.
Put that on the box. It's a great movie.
All right. Awesome. Well, with that, have a great time. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. We'll see you next time right here on Retail Therapy. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.